Hello YouTube, how's everybody doing? I am back with you with a High Elf versus Chaos game. So yeah, we're going to do a little bit more Total War content. And this one's a pretty cool build. My opponent took a lot of Chariots. So yeah, this is kind of scary. And I wanted to kind of show you how this match went with. He took 3 different Chariots, 2 Hell Cannons, and a really big core of Chaos Warriors. So let's go ahead and just jump into the build, guys. For my lord, we are going the Mighty Prince on a Star Dragon. So yeah, what I did is I took the Elves faction, so he would probably think that I was going to take her. You know, the ones that let you have like Dryads and Treemans and things like that. But then I took the Prince on the Star Dragon, so I was trying to do a little bit of mind games, and I was hoping that he wouldn't suspect it. Because having a Star Dragon, when your opponent doesn't expect it, to have a lot of anti-large, I mean, it's instant GG almost. You can see from my infantry corps, we have a couple Sword Masters here with the Scions of Mathlon, and I had these guys in their own little group to get that, you know, that ward save that the Scions give. Here in the back, we do have the Pureman Company, and I took these guys for the Armor Sundering and for the Guardian trait. So if I do land down my my Dragon, my Prince, I want these guys to be able to give them the Guardian, which Guardian did get nerfed in the last patch. It used to be 18, now it's 15, which is a little unfortunate. You can see I have one unit of Eagle Claw Bolt Throwers, and yeah, I'm going to be happy I brought these guys against all these Chariots. You can see I also do have a Prince up on a horse, so yeah, this is going to be another really useful tool against all these Chariots that are going to be coming at me. You can see that I have a Lyrian Reaver right here. I have one in Deep Vanguard, which I'm really glad, because look what my opponent has here. And if I could get into those before he has a chance to respawn, that's a lot of money I could shut down. And I thought I had one more Lyrian Reaver somewhere. 1, 2, maybe it's just 2. Nope. Okay, 1, 2, so I guess it's just 2. Oh, 3. Here's one right here. So yeah, these guys, I'm hoping to get a lot of good value out of. Trying to shoot the Chariots. It's going to take a while to melt them down, but at least the Chariots won't be able to do anything about them. Also here in Deep Vanguard, guys, we have 2 Dryads. And yeah, I just wanted these guys just to absorb charges, kind of just be like my expendable unit of the High Elves, just to kind of keep things in busy and to buy me time to get my more powerful infantry corps into the engagement. So for my opponent, Jay Mackey, really good guy. He's been on the channel before, really talented. We have a Chaos Lord, so yeah, I don't really see him a lot, but he is really powerful. 490 weapon strength. It looks like he didn't take his abilities though. He has one called Blessed by Filth, the Cursed Blade or something like that, which gives him poison damage. I usually would recommend bringing it, but yeah, you can see that he did not. For his infantry corps, he brought a whole bunch of Chaos Warriors, as I mentioned before. So we have 4 units of them, all in total. So yeah, these guys are going to be a really good threat to my Sword Masters and things like that. So I'm going to have to be really careful to try to get a lot of good breath attacks and to try to shut down his back line, etc. He has 2 units of Chaos Warriors that have halberds. So yeah, and then 1, 2, where's he at? 3. 4 Chaos Chariots. So this is a scary build, very scary build. And then of course the 2 Hell Cannons. So all right, guys, let's go ahead and start the match and see how this goes. So right off the bat, as the Sloth said, what do you said that one? As the multivitamin said to my mouth. I don't know. You can see I'm going to get the Lyrian Reavers right into those hand cannons. Hoping my opponent wasn't paying attention. You can see he is trying to get some shots onto the Scions of Mathlon, it looks like. And he does get a direct hit. You can see his Chariots are also getting into my Dryads, and there isn't really anything I can do about it. Now, I keep looking. I'm like, all right, my opponent still doesn't realize that I'm into his Hell Cannon. But surely, soon he's going to realize when he sees his cannons that are not shooting. You can see we're going to try to land on this Chariot right here. I'm trying to use some of my units with mass, my Prince, my Star Dragon, etc., to try to keep these guys, because he's just cycle charging me into oblivion. You can see each one of these is just doing a lot of damage. He's kind of just running rampant through my line. You can see over here that he is finally going to realize that the Hell Cannons are being attacked, and he sends in his Chaos Lord, and yeah, so that's going to get pretty much shut down. You can see that I am just getting cycle charged. My Dryads, but I wanted them to be expendable units, so it is okay. And you can see we are trying to catch some of them out of position. You can see my Noble and the Prince are going to catch this one and pretty much just wipe it out. So only 3 more to go. And yeah, so he's choosing to hit the Dryads. These guys have really bad armor piercing anyways, and since we're fighting a line of Chaos Warriors, I'm okay with that. As long as he's not hitting my Sword Masters, we're going to be okay. And you can see I'm going to have these Lyrian Reavers. They're just slowly and surely starting to wear those guys down, and I'll get my Prince back into the fight here pretty shortly. You can see we've actually done some damage to the Chaos Lord, so yeah, I'm pretty pleased with that. But Our front lines are getting ready to collide, guys. You can see I'm going to get a devastating breath attack right into the heart of those Chaos Warriors. And yeah, that's going to do some damage. You can see, though, these Chariots still just rampaging, but he's choosing to focus on the Dryads, so that's kind of a mistake. And you see our front lines are getting ready to collide. And yeah, you can see we are going to have these Illyrian Reavers, and we're just doing everything in our power to shut down these Hell Cannons. And those Hell Cannons are worth a lot of money, so yeah, being able to shut those down, you might have been better to keep one of your Halberds protecting it. Let's go ahead and slow it down here for a second. You can see I'm going to land the Prince down on the Chaos Lord since he was totally exposed. You can see I'm going to use Stand Your Ground, but yeah, this Manticore is not going to stand a chance against the Star Dragon. All across our lines here, the Swordmaster is going to start fighting amongst the Chaos Warriors with great weapons, and yeah, I do believe the Swordmasters will win that. Just one-on-one. You can see, though, he has effectively shut down my Eagle Claw Bolt Thrower. But, you know, like I said, we have these Mosquito Illyrian Reaver archers that are just shooting him in the back and just wearing him down. You can see the balance of power is pretty strongly in my favor. Well, starting to come into my favor right now. You can see that he is trying to get some of his halberds here into the back to try to get into the Star Dragon. But I'm just going to use my Illyrian Reavers here to try to block them up. I figure I'm going to do as much damage as I can to this Chaos Lord before he has a chance to reinforce him. You can see that these Dryads are fighting these Chaos Warriors of halberds, and yeah, they're just keeping things busy. And you can see all across the line here, my White Lions, the Pure Main Company, we're doing a lot of damage. And these guys sunder armor, so it's also lowering the armor to 70. So these Chaos Warriors are going to be taking a little bit less, more damage. You can see a really good chariot charge right into the back of my Swordmasters. So yeah, that's pretty devastating. And you can see I do finally pull away my Star Dragon just because he was getting ready to get hit by a whole bunch of anti-large units. You can see he does break these units of Dryad, so now it's starting to look a little bit scary. I have to kind of be careful. You can see that my Noble is going to try to get into these Chariots. He's trying to do some really good cycle charging into the back. And yeah, I mean, he's doing really good at those Chariots, and he's starting to creep the balance of power a little bit back into his favor. You can see that these Illyrian Reavers, wherever he goes, these Chariots are taking hits, and they don't have that great of armor piercing, but it's doing something. You can see that he's using the old tactics where your infantry holds up my infantry, then you hit him in the back with the Chariots. Really good strategy. You can see I'm using my Star Dragon just to try to shut down these Hell Cannons. I figured those things are probably the biggest threat to my army right now. You can see his Chaos Lord is going to get a little bold right here. He's going to try to fight the Star Dragon, the Prince. So, yeah, that was a little bit of a mistake on my opponent's end. But, yeah, guys, you can see his infantry is beating my infantry, though. Because of these Chariots. Luckily, the Noble is there, and he is kind of providing some interference. You can see we have gotten rid of another one of his Chariots. Over here, my Illyrian Reavers are shooting into the faces of these Chaos Warriors of halberds, and more importantly, all we're doing is we're just luring those guys away. I'm just keeping them busy, have them chase me, and then that way he can't really be hitting my Star Dragon. And you can see, yeah, the Chaos Lord here is just really outclassed. He really needs to be a little bit more patient with that unit, keep it with his halberds, maybe hitting some of my infantry. You can see that his Chariots are coming in for another charge. These Dryads are going to get sent to the other realm right here, but yeah, it's looking pretty good for us, guys. You can see I have a Illyrian Reaver over here, shooting into that Chariot. We're luring away these halberds right here. He does have a Chariot coming back from routing, but yeah, my infantry now is just starting to win, guys. We just have so much, you know, powerful armor piercing. You can see the Noble is chasing this Chariot right here, and yeah, his Chaos Lord is broken. So you try to pick a fight with a dragon, that's generally what's going to happen. So now I'm just going to start escorting him off the map. You can see we're going to get a little bit of a hit, and yeah, it's looking pretty good for the High Elves right now. His Chariots, I have to give him credit for. He did do pretty good at these guys. He got a lot of value out of them. You can see he is trying to chase away these Swordmasters right here. He's going to probably be able to break these guys and, yeah, send them running. We'll go ahead and watch the charge here. But no, last minute he pulls away. So yeah, interesting. He's going to try to go into this big glob right here of units. You can see he does have these units of great swords that were still alive, but it's just going to be army losses, and my opponent's just going to leave. So, good game to my opponent. We'll go ahead and look at the in-screen breakdown and talk about some of the keys for my success. And, yeah, I mean, this was a scary build that Kyle... It wasn't... Sorry, I had the wrong person. This was Kyle Phelps. This was a scary build. But I think your Chaos Lord sending him in to duel a Prince on a Star Dragon is what kind of costed you. If you'd have been a little bit more patient, kind of used your Chaos Lord, supported around your halberds, I think you might have been able to put up a good fight because your Chariot play was on point. You had 4 Chariots, and you were doing some pretty good cycle charging. You were hitting the back line. You shut up by Bolt Thrower, who got 0 kills. You can see my Illyrian Reavers. They didn't get hardly any kills. The whole time they were just shooting the Chariots, and they were just peppering them. That's why I call them mosquito bites. They were just, you know, taking a little bit of health each time. My infantry corps did really good, 139 kills, 95. But yeah, I think another really thing that won us the game was the Vanguard right into the back of his hill cannons. We were able to shut those both down, and he didn't get hardly any value out of them. So, good game to Kyle Phelps. And yeah, hope you guys saw my Game of Thrones Season 8 retrospective review, something that took me several days to do. So I hope you enjoy it. I'm trying to branch off, make things a little bit different on the channel here. It's kind of hard though. I mean, it's hard, getting your name out there. So, well, we'll see. We'll see what happens if it's all right, guys. It's Atticus, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.